The sun blazed over the land of Canaan as Joseph walked through the fields, his multicolored robe flowing in the wind. He was 17, full of dreams, and his father's favorite, and everyone knew it. His brothers, hardened men who had spent their lives working the land and tending flocks, watched him with growing resentment. They hated him. Jacob, their father, had never hidden his favoritism. He loved Joseph more than all his sons, the firstborn of his beloved wife Rachel. And the robe, the fine, beautiful robe of many colors, was proof of it. Every time Joseph passed, his brothers saw their father's love for him and felt their own rage boiling inside. But Joseph's arrogance only made it worse. One morning, he stood before them, his eyes burning with excitement. "I had a dream," he said. His voice carried an innocent confidence, but his words dripped with insult. "We were binding sheaves of grain in the field, and suddenly my sheaf rose and stood upright, while your sheaves gathered around and bowed down to mine." His brothers stared at him, then laughter bitter and cruel. "Do you think you will rule over us?" Simeon sneered. "Do you think you are our king?" Joseph didn't back down. Days later, another dream came, and once again, he told them, "I saw the sun, moon, and 11 stars bowing before me." Even Jacob, his father, was troubled this time. "What is this dream?" he asked. "Shall I, your mother, and your brothers really bow before you?" Joseph fell silent, but inside he knew. His dreams were no ordinary dreams. They meant something. The hatred in his brothers' hearts deepened. Days passed, and Jacob sent Joseph to check on his brothers, who were grazing their flocks near Shechem. As he journeyed across the fields, his multicolored robe shimmered in the sun, making him easy to spot from a distance. His brothers saw him coming. Their moment had arrived. "Here comes the dreamer," one of them spat. "Let's kill him," another growled. "Throw him into a pit and tell father a wild beast devoured him." Their hearts were set on murder. But Reuben, the eldest, hesitated. "No, we won't kill him. Let's throw him into this pit alive," he said, planning to rescue Joseph later and return him to their father. Joseph arrived, smiling, unaware of their dark intentions. Before he could speak, hands grabbed him. Rough hands, angry hands. They tore the multicolored robe from his body, the very symbol of his father's love, and flung him into the deep, dark pit. He hit the ground hard. Pain shot through his body. Dust filled his lungs. He cried out to them, begged them. But they only laughed. Above him, the sky darkened as his brothers sat down to eat, ignoring his cries. Then, a caravan of Ishmaelite traders appeared in the distance, their camels loaded with spices and goods for Egypt. Judah's eyes gleamed with opportunity. "What do we gain by killing him? Let's sell him instead." The deal was struck. Joseph, still pleading for his life, was dragged from the pit. His hands were bound. 20 pieces of silver exchanged hands, and before he could resist, the traders led him away, a slave bound for Egypt. Reuben returned later, intending to free his brother, but the pit was empty. Joseph was gone. He tore his garments in grief. "The boy is no more. What will I do?" Panic set in. They needed a cover story. Killing a goat, they dipped Joseph's robe in its blood and brought it to Jacob. "Father, we found this," they lied, their faces full of false sorrow. "Is this your son's robe?" Jacob took it in trembling hands. The bloodstains told him all he needed to know. His beloved son was dead. He tore his clothes, fell to the ground, and wept. "I will mourn him until the day I die." Meanwhile, Joseph, betrayed, enslaved, and utterly alone, was being dragged toward Egypt, his father grieving, his brothers celebrating, and his dreams seemingly shattered. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe, share, like, and comment. Thank you, and see you soon.